Good morning. I'm indeed extremely happy to be addressing the 8th Global Pharmaceutical Quality Summit 2023, being organized by the Indian Pharmaceutical Alliance. I regret that I have been unable to travel to Mumbai for this event due to certain unexpected official commitments, and I'm very grateful to Sudarshan ji for facilitating this video recorded message at short notice. I'm also happy that the theme for this year's summit places patients at the center of the discussion and aims to create a new paradigm of manufacturing and quality. Indian industry has earned its place in the sun as far as pharmaceutical manufacturing is concerned, and we are happy to count several prestigious and reputed companies taking leadership of the sector and also being continuously committed to ensuring that the industry remains focused and future oriented in what is a very fast evolving landscape. The pharmaceutical industry globally is highly regulated, and regulations constitute perhaps the single largest barrier to market access. This is rightly so because the products, namely the medicines, need to be safe, efficacious, and targeted towards the best possible therapeutic outcomes for the patients. In India, however, there is a very large number of drug manufacturers in the small and medium scale industries in what is essentially a generic market, and there is also, therefore, relatively lower barrier to entry. In addition, India has a highly cost-sensitive market with regulation and consumer forces strongly advocating access and affordability of medicines as important objectives. India also has multiple drug regulators with significant variation in capacity and regulatory processes and oversight across the states. These aspects are those in which the Indian market differs greatly from the more stringently regulated markets, and therefore there is a need for a very conscious and continuous attention to potential risks that can disrupt the sustained growth of the Indian pharmaceutical industry. As I mentioned, Indian pharmaceutical manufacturing sector having a wide range of players, and therefore the quality culture must be built across this entire range. Different segments have different challenges in terms of access to technology, resources, and skills that are needed for becoming a part of a uniform and homogeneous quality ecosystem. In the government, the Department of Pharmaceuticals launched the Pharmaceuticals Technology Upgradation Assistance Scheme targeted at supporting SMEs to attain GMP norms, and I do hope that one of the beneficial outcomes of this summit will that it will motivate more MSMEs to participate in this scheme. All of us are, of course, aware that Indian pharmaceuticals have what I have often referred to as the triple advantage of scale, cost, and quality. It is these advantages that have enabled the Indian pharmaceutical companies to make a mark and garner considerable share in almost all countries across the globe. At the same time, I think all of us understand that cost competitiveness cannot be the single factor ensuring continued growth for any industry or sector. Value must be captured through innovation and reflected in the industry's response to changing consumer needs and, in the pharmaceutical context, the changing disease profile and evolving global supply chains. In this context, I would certainly rank quality as the paramount parameter for the future growth of the Indian pharmaceutical industry, both for domestic and global markets. In order to build greater awareness and competence in the interest of topmost quality, I'm happy to see that there is a range of eminent speakers who would be sharing their learnings and their insights on aspects ranging from regulation to testing, continuous manufacturing, supply chain management, and so on. While effective scrutiny and stringent enforcement for compliance is certainly expected from the drug regulatory systems, the primary responsibility for ensuring quality of the product lies with the manufacturer, and industry leadership, such as that of IPA, has an important role to play in building a quality culture in the entire sector, as well as empowering individual units to equip themselves for continuous improvement and zero tolerance to quality failure. I hope that during this summit, the session with regulators will help to build the awareness about the skill set and resources needed by manufacturing firms for ensuring this defect-free manufacturing of quality products on a sustained basis, day after day, product after product. I'm also happy that participants will get to learn from quality management of other sectors. At the end of the day, unless quality becomes the strongest driver across the entire ecosystem, the sector as a whole remains at risk and cannot deliver the desired outcomes. During the difficult days of the COVID-19 pandemic, we saw the Indian pharmaceutical sector work as one with the unity of purpose. The industry demonstrated resilience, frugal innovation, strong management skills, and above all, a great dedication even in the most adverse circumstances. Supplies were maintained, new products were delivered to markets as they were in demand during different phases of the epidemic, and patient safety and affordability was kept center stage. A similar concerted action is required to make quality the strongest driver of the Indian pharmaceutical sector's growth. Government, on its part, has already recognized the critical importance of support for drug security of the nation by launching the PLI schemes for bulk drugs and pharmaceuticals. 3 bulk drug parks are being developed for ensuring long-term resilience, self-reliance, building global champions, and pursuing integration with global value chains. Policy and programmatic support for encouraging research and innovation in the pharmaceutical sector is also under active consideration. And I hope that will provide new direction to the pharmaceutical sector in India to speed up diversification into advanced therapeutics, genomic medicines, and leverage greater convergence of digital tools with traditional product development and manufacturing capabilities that are already available in the sector. India aspires to transform itself into a developed nation, a Vikasit Rashtra, by 2047, which is the centenary of our independence. We have just over 2 decades to achieve this transformation. In the last 3 to 4 decades, the Indian pharmaceutical sector has built its capabilities. But the pharmaceutical sector, and in fact, every sector of our society and economy, has to now equip itself in a different manner to play its part in this transformation of India into a developed country. In the pharmaceutical sector, I do believe that technology will be an important driver in the next stage of development. Global imperatives around decarbonization of manufacturing and distribution, responding to the AMR challenges, meeting the demand for personalized medicines, tackling new forms of epidemics. All of this amidst a changing demographic and disease profile are some of the emerging factors that will impact transformation of the sector and quality management in the industry as we go forward will have to factor in all these additional changes concurrently. Changing dynamics around global supply chains, and also the strong stated desire of many developing countries and low income countries to build their own manufacturing sector are also going to be potent factors as the Indian pharmaceutical industry builds its capabilities to match the aspirations of a developed Indian nation. I sincerely hope that this 2 day summit that is starting today will contribute in a very significant manner to building both awareness and motivation across the entire Indian pharmaceutical sector to make its continued growth towards global leadership. I am very confident that the Indian Pharmaceutical Alliance, the IPA, will continue to provide the right direction to the entire industry and take along every player across small, big, and large segments of the manufacturing sector, and also collaborate significantly with research and academic institutions as well as new markets to ensure that this transformation that we are aiming for can proceed in a smooth, unimpeded manner and meet any challenge that may be across around the corner and ensure that our stated objective of global leadership built on quality and innovation can be met. I sincerely hope that this summit will be extremely successful and all of you will benefit from what promises to be extremely meaningful and experiential deliberations. Thank you so much.